Hey, First Baptist Elgin, it's Pastor Jason. I want to take a minute and kind of tell you what's been going on, guys. As you know, our world is going through a ton of changes, and kind of every day we've got new things we're doing. I want you to know, because of the coronavirus, what we're doing for your safety and for ours is we will have no meetings that happen here in person at First Baptist Elgin. That includes our worship gatherings. That also includes any small groups that would meet here or Wednesday night services. Nothing is happening on campus, okay? And so we need to start there. What we're going to do instead is everything we do, especially our service on Sunday, it's going to be live stream. Now, I need you to listen because we're making some changes there. Since we're only live streaming, it didn't make sense for us to host two services. And it seemed like the 11 o'clock might be a little late for our families that are sitting around kind of in their living room. So what we're going to do until we can gather again is we're going to live stream only a service, and it's going to be at 10 a.m. every Sunday. And what we're going to ask you to do is log on, and you can go to our website, FBCElgin.org, and you can click on the button that says live stream. You can log on that way. This week we're also adding Facebook Live. And if you prefer Facebook, you'll be able to log on to Facebook, go to the First Baptist Church Elgin page, and you'll be able to watch the live stream right there. And you'll be able to interact with our staff. They'll be chatting with you and asking questions and posting comments. And so that's another way that you'll be able to interact and be part of our service. Now listen, families, after that service, I want you to know that we want you not just to hit the button and end the time, but we want you to stop and then talk about it with your kids. And so Catherine and Franklin are working really hard. They're working with me, and so they're going to go through the sermon, and they're going to have questions that you can ask, whether it's with your children or with your students. We're also planning on, hopefully, sending out some bingo cards to you, and so keep up with sermon bingo. Now, parents, that means you have to provide the prize, okay? They don't get to come here and get it, but so we want you to continue to do the things. We want it to feel like church to the best of our ability. Now, we'll probably be sending out another video later this week on how you can set up yourself for success for that Sunday morning in-home live stream worship, right? Some ways that you can prepare your children, how you put phones away, maybe praying together to get ready. So we'll walk through those things. So those are big deals. Guys, also, currently, we're on spring break, so we don't have anything going on midweek. But starting next week, we've got an exciting announcement for you. And, of course, we can't meet here in person, and your small groups can't meet, no groups over 10 for the next 2 weeks anywhere. But what we're going to do is we've got a free gift for you. And so we've gone ahead and we've purchased access to a great resource called RightNow Media. And you can think of RightNow Media kind of like a Christian Netflix, right? And you can log on, and it is full of content. It's got Bible studies, it has small group material, and it has an entire section just for kids. So parents that are stuck at home, right? And how do I fill this time with educational, good quality video? Man, we are going to help you out. So what we're going to do is starting next week, and here's how all that plays out, by the way. At the end of the sermon on Sunday, as you watch our live stream, when that's over, about noon, we're going to send out an email to everybody that we have an email address on. Now, listen, if you live in the Elgin area and you don't go to First Baptist, you don't go anywhere, but you're looking for a church, email us. We'll put you on the list, and you can have the free resource, okay? And so here's what we're going to do. So that's going to go out at noon, and then you'll have to respond to an email from RightNow Media. And so RightNow is going to send you this email. You click, you get your user ID, that kind of stuff, and you have access to that. Now, midweek, here's what we're doing. So our women, our men, our youth, and our kids all have studies that we're going to do throughout the week. And we're going to do them a little differently. So our women and men are going to have private Facebook groups. And to be a part of that group, you just email the office. It's office@FBC Elgin. Say, hey, I want to be a part of the men's study. I want to be a part of the women's study. Now, the women are going to continue their study. And Priscilla Schreier's study, The Armor of God. It's a Lifeway study. We're going to upload those videos to the Facebook group. You're going to watch the video. And then you're going to interact with one another, answering questions online. It'll be really cool. It's a great way to build community. Now, for the men, what we're going to do is we're going to use that RightNow Media. And so we've selected a study by Matt Chandler on Psalm 119, and you're going to watch one session a week, and we'll watch a session a week, and we'll post questions for discussion. We've got a discussion guide we'll probably even email out to those that are involved, and what that allows you to do then, again, we're going to have you interact with one another, talk with one another throughout the week, and there's not a day you have to do this. It doesn't have to be on Wednesday night, right? We can't have all families all streaming different things on Wednesday, but just throughout the week when you have time, we're going to ask you to log on, interact with one another, so we can continue to put Christ at the front of the coronavirus, right? We want to continue to richen and deepen our faith, okay? So now for our kids and for our youth, we're going to do it a little different. Now they're also using RightNow Media. So our students are going to be doing a Francis Chan study, and Franklin's going to post those out on, we'll have it on our Facebook link, the study that he's going to do. But he's also basically going to email you parents, and we're going to let you know, like, hey, here's questions that we want you to ask. So what we're asking is we actually want our students to watch, and our parents to watch the video together. So they're going to watch that video together, and when it's done, I think the videos are about 20 minutes. We want you to watch one a week, and then parents, we want you to talk about it with your students, okay? Lastly, our kids, Catherine has selected some great material for them, and they've got these little 10-minute videos, and because they're shorter and because the weeks are long, parents, we thought it might be good for you to spend a couple times a week doing that. So a couple times a week, you'll log on, watch a little 10-minute video with your younger kids, and you'll just, again, you'll have a little discussion with them about what they learned, about God, and what we're learning together, guys. Now, I know it's different. I know it's going to be like we're all stretching. Things are changing every day, but we want to remind you how important it is to keep Christ at the front of everything that we do, think, and say. Two more things. I'm gonna wrap up. Small groups. We're asking that you do not meet, not here and not anywhere else. Guys, we have been asked no groups larger than 10 by the President of the United States, right? And so we don't want to do that. We want to help everything we can in social distancing. What we're asking you to do is go on to RightNow Media, find a small group study that you enjoy, decide on it, send it out, and have your group members all watch that video. And then you guys jump on to FaceTime or Zoom or just GroupMe and talk about what you learned so we can continue to build that community. Guys, we thank you so much. Last thing I want to say, I know some of you, or actually many of you, are worried about your neighbor. We've got this tension. We want to love God and continue to gather and grow in Christ. We also want to love our neighbors well. We do that in a couple ways. One, we do that by participating in social distancing, making sure that we're not putting others at risk. Just because you don't feel bad doesn't mean that you couldn't be a carrier. And so we want to make sure we're doing our part. That's why we've gone to such an extent to make sure that we're offering discipleship online, okay? The other thing I want to say to you is many of you want to help, and we want you to be the hands and feet of Jesus. So this is what you do. You call, you text, you check on those neighbors that are more vulnerable. Now, if they need help and they want you to pick up some groceries for them, here's what we're going to ask you to do. Try to order those groceries via curbside pickup, all right? Again, we're limiting social interacting. We don't have to be in the store, and so I know it may mean it takes a little longer, but try that. Now, when you go to deliver those groceries or supplies or whatever you're doing, we're going to ask that you get out of the car, that you would just set them on the porch. Do not knock on the door and don't ring the doorbell. That's going to cause somebody to come to the door. The door's going to be open. There's interaction there. Instead, get back in your car, get on your cell phone, and then call that person and say, hey, I just want you to know I'm right out front. I'm going to wait for you to open the door and grab that stuff. Okay, guys? That's the way that we can continue to love God, to love people, and make sure that we're doing something to help this community. God bless you. We'll be in touch.